Laura McFarland. Thanks for stopping by this segment of Martha Monday on Cross My Heart Ministry. If you are a regular subscriber, you are getting an email alerting you that we've posted a new video. And if you're not getting that email, then why not go ahead and click that big red subscribe button, and then you'll be notified each time we upload not only a Martha Monday video, but also our weekly teaching video that's posted at the end of each week as I teach through this fall the book of 2 Samuel, and looking forward to the parables in the spring. And the middle we'll be posting some holiday teaching videos as well. But today I'm going to devote this segment of Martha Monday to sharing with you a little one-page do-it list. First of all, I also write for a blog called areasonforhomeschool.com. A Reason For publishes Christian curriculum for children, and this is a blog that I write to encourage moms, but it really can be used to encourage Christian women in general. So this is sort of my Martha plan that I developed from years of having my children at home, raising my family, and trying to figure out a way to get it all done. There's another video, we'll add the link to that below, where in a previous session of Cross My Heart, I've actually shared some information about the do-it list. But basically, this is a one-page plan that helps you keep your home clean and organized without being overwhelmed. You've got the columns to check off for daily tasks, weekly tasks, and monthly tasks. Each month, the weekly and the monthly tasks might be changed out a little bit. So you'll notice that this is the November do-it list, and I've got an item added here under the do it each week for Thanksgiving Jumpstart. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, Thanksgiving Jumpstart. When the calendar turns to November, kids start making their list for Christmas, dads start making bowl game predictions, and moms start thinking about all the work of getting ready for the holidays. Now, I know that may sound a little stereotypical, but I'm just thinking and sharing from my own perspective of how life happened in our family. I am a woman who loves the idea of homemade everything and those lovely pictures of everyone gathered around the table and breaking bread and everything being delicious and wonderful. But the reality is, those things only happen on a magazine cover. It's hard to make all that happen and do all that prep and figure out a way to still sleep and engage with the family and have the Thanksgiving meal happen. So I learned a long time ago that if I can get a jump start on Thanksgiving and kind of pace myself, I can not only have the homemade items done that I want to share with my family, but also have it done far enough in advance that I can enjoy the time with my family as well. If you go to areasonforhomeschool.com, you can access the free downloads that I'm going to share copies of with you today. On that blog post, I share the McFarland family Thanksgiving dinner menu plan. And so the first thing that I want to suggest that you do the first week of November is make your menu for Thanksgiving. For our Thanksgiving, I have some of our favorites, and those include a cranberry jello salad, cabbage salad, sweet potato casserole, green bean bundles, holiday potatoes, sausage cornbread dressing, smoked turkey, almond pumpkin chocolate chip muffins, derby pies, and pumpkin cheesecake. Now that's an ambitious list. There is no way that I would even get to sleep the night before Thanksgiving if I waited until Wednesday to start thinking about doing that. So what I want to do is share with you some ideas for how to make all that happen. It first starts with just making your own menu. If you go to that blog post, there's some free pages that you can just use the border sheet and plan your own menu, and maybe do that in a Word file and then feed this through and print it out so yours will be pretty. I have mine all printed out, and I put them in page protectors. I like to put recipes I'm going to use over and over again in a page protector, because then as I'm using it and stuff gets splattered on it, it's not going to mar the paper page, so I can just wipe down that page when I'm finished. If you want to use my recipes, you can download those and print them and just make your list from my list. But I'm sure there are family favorites of yours that you would like to do. After you make your list, you're going to want to do your grocery list. And I know it's only the first week of November, but go ahead and get your grocery list made. Check your pantry for what you already have, and then make your list of what you need to buy. When you make that list, I advise dividing it up between perishables and non-perishables. You can go ahead and get those non-perishable items. You can go ahead and purchase those non-perishable items right now. Then your perishable items, you need to divide that further down into what you're going to use now and what you can postpone until later. Because you see, what I think makes Thanksgiving happen is to pace myself by looking at the items I want to make and figuring out which things can be done ahead of time and frozen. So last week, for example, I had a little bit of time and I went ahead and diced up my celery and onions and browned that with my sausage to make my sausage cornbread stuffing. Tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and make cornbread, and I'm probably just going to use a Jiffy cornbread mix. I don't feel like I have to make homemade cornbread to make my sausage cornbread stuffing. But if I've already got my brown vegetables and sausage in the freezer, I've already got my cornbread made and crumbled up and in the freezer, it's very easy then, the day before Thanksgiving, to assemble those things and make my dressing. And that's one item I can check off my list. A couple of the other items on my menu that work very well to freeze ahead are the holiday potatoes and the sweet potatoes. My kids love those, and again, that's an easy thing to do. So I go ahead and schedule each week. I try to do one item, get that done ahead, and stash it away in the freezer. The pumpkin chocolate chip muffins that I make freeze beautifully. Again, I find an evening, I double up that batch, I go ahead and freeze them, stuff those away in the freezer. I use my KitchenAid mixer when I make a homemade pie crust, although some years I just use those pie crusts that you open the box and you unroll them, and they work beautifully as well. You see, everything doesn't have to be homemade. We can take and adapt some shortcuts to make Thanksgiving dinner happen. I do advise getting as much done ahead of time as you can, and then the Monday before Thanksgiving, that's the latest that you should hit the grocery store to do all your final Thanksgiving shopping. Whatever you do, do not go to the grocery store the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. That should be your marathon cooking day. Get up early, put on some comfortable shoes, keep a glass of ice water on your counter, and just keep drinking and stay hydrated. Get those recipes completed, get them all prepared, stash them away in the refrigerator, and then give yourself a little schedule for how things are going to go in and out of the oven the next day. You'll be so glad that you did all that prep ahead of time, and you're not going to be bleary-eyed and sleep deprived on Thanksgiving. You can enjoy that time and conversation with your family. Now, my list for my menu also includes smoked turkey. I want to let you in on a little secret. I really tried to do all that basting and brining and all those things of trying to keep the turkey moist. I got up early, I started the night before, I tried different temperature degrees, I covered it with the cloth, I tried putting it in the pan with the lid, all those different things, and no matter what I did, it just seemed a lot of work for a little reward. No matter what I tried to do, it just seemed that my turkey was never quite as moist as I wanted it to be. So a few years ago, I discovered a Thanksgiving miracle. It's called the pre-cooked smoked turkey. You can find those in your grocer's freezer, appearing in the grocery store right about now. You pay a little bit more per pound. I just found mine earlier this week at $1.99 a pound, but it's so worth it. These turkeys are already cooked, they're smoked, they're moist, and absolutely delicious. All you have to do is thaw and reheat. It's absolutely worth the extra money to know that your turkey is going to taste delicious every single time. I hope that some of these ideas might work for you, that you will gather your own recipes, make your own list, and start working and chipping away at your Thanksgiving menu just a little each week so that you can be the mom that not only prepares Thanksgiving dinner, but actually gets to be awake and enjoy Thanksgiving dinner for your family. And of course, don't forget the giving of thanks, which is of course what Thanksgiving is all about. Be sure that you ask those around your table to direct the conversation, to think about things they're thankful for, things that have happened throughout the year. Get the children involved. It's good for those multi-generations to share, for the little ones, your grandchildren, your children, to hear grandparents or even great-grandparents and their parents declare words of praise to our great God for all He has done. You might want to print out a Bible verse that has the word thanks in it and put one of those at each table around the Thanksgiving dinner table, and let everyone take a moment to read their verse about thanks at some time during the course, either before or after Thanksgiving. I also think it might be interesting to adopt a different tradition for Thanksgiving each year. My husband took a mission trip to Russia several years ago in the early 90s, and I remember him telling me that they did something that he thought was quite interesting. Not only did they all pray before they began their meal, but after they finished their meal, they all stood up and prayed again. Now that would be unusual. Most of us here in America in the 21st century are accustomed to pray before we eat, but I dare say that few of us often, if ever, have prayed at the end of our meal. So maybe that would just be one other small idea for making Thanksgiving just a little bit different. Thanksgiving is so special that we give thanks before and we give thanks after. We have sort of those bookends of thanks to sort of wrap up that special holiday. As you prepare for Thanksgiving dinner, it's also a great time to just be praying for all those that you will be breaking bread with. Pray for all the family and extended family that will be coming to share that Thanksgiving meal with. If there are those that you haven't seen in a while, or those that there's been a little awkwardness or tension with, pray that those would evaporate. And in the spirit of the holiday, the love of Christ would permeate all of the essence and the aroma of your Thanksgiving. We want things to not just smell and be delicious with our taste buds, but we want our hearts to be filled with thanks and joy on this blessed holiday. From all of us here at Cross My Heart Ministry, happy Thanksgiving to you.